Hey everybody, today we got a special announcement for people who really like the anime Sword Art Online. Basically, Sword Art Online is being made into a real thing, and unfortunately, it's going to not come out for several years. Till 2020 is the projected date that they're going to release this game. But fortunately, or probably, the game won't be actually like the anime where you're stuck inside the game and you're forced against your will to fight to get to the top. And what was the anime? I haven't watched Sword Art Online in forever, but it's like it's basically you're held against your will, and if you die in the anime, you die in the game, you die in real life. That's how the anime goes, and you follow all these characters and stuff to get to the guy who gets to the top of the tower or whatever. It's been a while since Sword Art Online even came out, but it's being made into a game, like a real life game, which is kind of cool, and it's going to have a cognitive system, meaning like you can actually feel feedback on your body. If you get hit like in the arm, you're gonna feel that in real life. So that's odd. It's a very odd experience. This is something that I've been looking forward to for a while, like a game like this with virtual reality, because virtual reality is really kind of corny right now, because it's you're not really doing anything. You watch tech demos of people like shooting at like a shooting range and stuff like that. They're not really moving around. They're just kind of aiming their like these like wands or controllers that look like that aren't really like Wiimotes, but they kind of are. And they're aiming it around and just shooting targets. And I watch this stuff and I just kind of sit there and I say, well, why am I buying this? Why am I spending $600 on this? And then the Oculus Rift itself will cost more to actually use, because it's you got to have a 980 GTX 980 inside your system, and then an i7. And the average consumer, including me, we don't have that. So that's like $1,500 right there. And then you got the Oculus Rift on top of that. That's over $2,000 in just virtual reality, where it's not really getting a lot of big support right now. And I just don't see why anybody would buy virtual reality right now. Now, of course, if this sort of online thing gets made, it's going to have a massive, I think it'll be awesome. I think that would be the game, and it's going to be an MMORPG too. That will be the game where I would eventually say, okay, maybe I should get into virtual reality. Maybe I should go ahead and try it and see what all the hubbub is about. Because at the end of the day, it is just one big gimmick. It is one big gimmick. But maybe if we can make something out of it, just like motion controls. Motion controls are a big gimmick, but if you can make something out of it, you can truly make something that's great and a unique experience. But the unique experience has to be fun. So with virtual reality, sure, it's a unique experience, but it has to be fun. And this looks fun. I've always really thought the idea of a game like this sort of online game, would be a lot of fun to play. And granted, it's not going to come out for another 6 years or so, or who knows? It could come out even later, or it could come out sooner. The prototype alpha tests will be held on March 18th and the 20th in Tokyo, and lucky 208 people will be accepted. We have a long way to go with virtual reality, and virtual reality right now is definitely not worth the price. It's way too much money for something that's just something that doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really add a lot to the experience. And you have a lot of games that are really primitive, and they're very much they're very primitive games. They're not big, expansive games right now. And on top of that, I remember watching this one video a long time ago. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen it as well, where the guy's on the treadmill and he's playing TF2, and he's on a treadmill and he's got a virtual reality headset on, and like he's doing motion controls and he's like holding a gun and like shooting. Now that's awesome. That sounds great. But not everybody can afford a treadmill like that. Not everybody can afford VR headset like that. Not everybody can afford a computer that can do all that. And not everybody can afford the space to have that. I probably could fit, maybe if I move my bed over, I could probably fit, a treadmill, a treadmill that's like a circle inside my room, maybe. But why would I do that when a keyboard and mouse is just perfectly fine? Because at the end of the day, it's not about the hardware that you buy with the virtual reality or whatever. It's about the games. That's all it's about. And at the end of the day, it's not really about the hardware or whatever. It's, it doesn't matter what, motion controls or not, nothing really. It's very hard for a gimmick to add to a game if the game is shit. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I could sell you a game. It's been proven before that people like gimmicks, and people will hop on gimmicks, just like with the Wii, for example. But after the hype fades away from your eyes, and you really see that, like for example, Wii Sports is just nothing more. You could probably just sit there on the couch and just wave your arm around. Once you realize that, there's not much left to the game, and with this sort of online game, I'm pretty sure it'll be fun, because there's more to it than just playing tennis. But who knows? Maybe VR will actually change everything, and maybe VR will be like, no, you need to play this on VR, like VR or go home. Like maybe it will actually change gaming. Instead of motion controls. Motion controls didn't really change gaming at all. Everybody still uses a controller like a regular one, but who knows? Maybe VR will actually be this thing that actually is something and actually adds something to the game. Maybe it does. But for right now, all the games are pretty much available, or just they're all like indie games, really. Not a lot of games really look interesting with VR, or just look worth it with VR. Like, the money is just way too much. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know. And that's it. Sword Art Online, it's coming out. It's going to be a real thing. It's going to be amazing. I think it'll be great. And that's it. That's pretty much the whole video.